Hi, you're watching Construction Gaming and welcome to my UK West Coast Challenge. This is episode number 3, and as you can tell if you watch previous episodes, I've changed the name of the challenge. It was the Northwest Challenge, but I thought the West Coast Challenge was a bit better, a bit more fitting, as this does go down to the Midlands and towards the upper end of the south of England, and it follows the West Coast main line, so the UK West Coast Challenge is a bit of a better fit. Since the last episode, I've done a bit of off-camera work, and that's to create this quite important junction here. So we have Warrington Bank Quay here, which is just called Warrington, I need to rename that. And then you've got the core West Coast tracks from here, and this connects the West Coast main line with the Liverpool and Manchester Railway. It's quite an interesting junction, really. So you've got the Liverpool to Warrington Bank Quay service, which uses this junction, and then you've got this junction here as well, which can be used for Manchester to Scotland services if they want to go that way, and then come down here this way. The Chester to Manchester will use this junction eventually, so it's going to come from Chester, from this branch here, pulling at Runcorn East, and then comes across here to Warrington Bank Quay and up across this junction to Manchester. So it's an important junction in real life, and in the game it'll be quite an important junction as well. So that's that. The Crewe to Chester line is finally making some money. It's not making a great deal of money. I've only got 2 coaches on each train at the minute, so we're making about 500,000, but it is making profit, which is good. I can add more coaches. I think I will start to need to add more coaches soon, but not yet. Got this complex junction arrangement here, which I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but we'll just have to see when it comes to it. I think we're a long way from worrying about this junction, as there's a lot to do. I was talking in the last episode about the Birmingham Wolverhampton corridor. I think as I've got £26 million in the bank, I'm going to start work on that. I was just looking on Train Map Online just to see how complex it actually is, and it's more complex than I could have imagined. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the City line in, which calls at what's it called? Moorfield, I want to say. I can't remember. But there's the main West Coast line, which calls at Birmingham New Street, Wolverhampton, Coventry, and then Rugby. And then there's the City line as well. Not sure. I'll have to think about that when it comes to it, because it is a complex arrangement down there. I think what I'm going to do, I've decided I'm going to splash out on an underground station. Where are we? Underground passenger station. I have 6 platforms. The real life one has 12, but I don't think we will need that. Can I put tram tracks? No. Entry type mini. The difference. Oh, that's better. So yeah, it wants to be 240 meters long. We'll have catenary. We'll set it to high speed. We'll get it set up. So how much is this costing me? Oh, it's only 240. That's not really that much. Depth 15 meters. Ooh. The computer does not like putting down stations, so it needs to be roughly. Jeez. Let's get it down. Now the station is in. I wonder if I can upgrade that to a modern looking station in the future. I hope so, because that's looking a bit sad. But we'll put that in. try and get it in anyway. So it's got 2 street accesses anyway. This is Birmingham New Street, which I'm not actually sure if it was built around or at 1955. I'm not sure if it was, but New Street. So we've got Birmingham New Street. That doesn't cost a great deal, has it? I think. Oh, I don't know if I want the city line because it's quite complex. I'm still waiting for the elevated stations to be unlocked. I need to check the mod and see when they do unlock, because that would be really helpful. Otherwise, we're going to struggle to get the city line in. So yeah, we've got that. Now, this is really complex now, isn't it? It's a pity there's not. I think they did say in the update they have improved the underground view, but it's still not great. I'm still squinting. At least that's coming out there anyway. That's handy. I'm just trying to look. Coming in. I want 4 lines. Yeah, I'll have 4 lines. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll have. No, it's not gonna let me do that. Well. Oh no. Oh, this is tricky. This is why I usually do time lapse, which I will do in a minute. I just wanted to kind of talk about this section here. Basically, we're going to come to Wolverhampton. I think we're going to have to demolish a few houses. I think what we'll have is the Wolverhampton, Birmingham New Street, Coventry, Rugby, West Coast Main Line, Virgin, West Coast services using these 2 tracks here. So if we bring these out to there, does it not let me do that? No, it is not. I don't know if that's trying to snap to the road or to the track. Oh, okay. Will it let me do it? Oh, good idea, was it? I don't know why it's doing that. That's really annoying. Oh, there we are. That's better. Yeah. So let's see if we can do that on the leftmost racks. See if we can lift that now. Right, so we'll have those, and then basically any services that want to call to we'll bring that out anyway. No, we won't, because it doesn't want us to. Right, so we've got our tracks outside of the city anyway, which is a help. I can do any junction arrangements around here. The likes of the Liverpool to Birmingham service, which can terminate in the middle platform here, and any through services can use this kind of track here. So that is the Birmingham New Street station set up. Hopefully it'll be big enough to accommodate the services that it needs to. I'll have to think about the... Right, just had to let the dog out. Lost my train of thought. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I think, in this episode is get a service between Wolverhampton and Birmingham New Street in place. At least that way there is some connection. I'll probably bring some of the lines out as well. Yeah, I'll bring those out just in case the cities start expanding, taking up the space, because I don't want to have to demolish too many buildings because it starts getting expensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the time lapse, and yeah, get this corridor built. Okie dokie, that's that corridor in, or the basic bones of it anyway. I know in real life that this section between Birmingham New Street and Wolverhampton is only 2-track, but I thought working within the kind of limits of the game, just to be safe, to have a 2-track section, because basically this platform, this side on the left, is going to be for stopping services. I might have a station in the middle to represent Smethick and Galton Bridge at some point, which is a important station but relies on me having the elevated track above it. So this just removes any conflict of the stopping trains and the trains that might be reversing, and then I've got express services can come through unimpeded. This has been quite used quite a lot already. I was just looking here, I notice there's loads of traffic. I wonder if traffic has an impact on how the service is used, because it is quite slow, and I always put bus lanes in, even if there's not bus lanes in real life, just to get around any traffic issues. Don't want them slowing down my buses. So I wonder if that's why it's worked. It's not mega passenger numbers, but consider I've only just kind of pressed play, it's built up quite quickly. So I wonder if traffic has an impact. Maybe I can put in a second train, because we are running at trains every 3 minutes with just one train running back and forth. Might just leave it on one for the time being. It's only got a 3-minute wait, which isn't actually that bad. Bus services, 68-second turnaround, 61 seconds. I always aim for at least or less than 60 seconds, so that's okay for the time being until we get a few more passengers. So there we are, there's the Wolverhampton to Birmingham corridor set up. We need to do a bit more research about the city line and how it links up, because obviously this map isn't to scale, so it could get quite tricky, but I would like to get that in there as well. So yeah, that's that set up. I'll try and get episodes out more frequently. Before I forget, if you haven't already, check out the how to build a working power station at Demand's resource if you're interested in that. Just quickly shows you how to build a working power station within the game, which demands coal or whatever you set it to demand. It requires assets and mods, but I explain all that in the video. That's it for this episode, so until next time, bye bye.